Hey, what's up? Mark King here. This is an article that's of interest to me. Should be of interest to everybody because everybody has gone through the American school system. Well, sorry, have gone through school systems. So, about 10 years ago, America introduced something called the Common Core. It was an Obama initiative, and from the rumors where it was really pushed by Bill and Melinda Gates. I would not be surprised if it was pushed on the behalf of the communist Chinese, okay? What I've seen taking place, because again, I'm in the education system, I came in after the Common Core, unfortunately, okay? So I've talked to all the educators. One of the big complaints all the educators say is that the Common Core doesn't really give a teacher time to teach. Essentially, you have to teach things that they want you to teach, and the teacher has no input or creativity. There are things called research based methods, slightly ties in the Common Core, but that's the accepted methods of how to quote unquote improve student grades. What I've seen, it doesn't work, okay? All those things are just nonsensical. Okay, so our perfect example of research based method would be teacher clarity. That's important. Okay, those are things we all know, but they're like probably hundreds of research based teaching methods. Anyway, let's get on this article. This is by The Federalist by Joy Pullman. Okay, The Federalist leans right. They're really well written articles. What I've noticed is that usually newspapers or publications that lean right tend to have more talented writers. I'm not saying that to be biased. It's very much not biased. They usually like have really well structured lines, like sorry, well structured paragraphs, and they're usually written very well. What I'm guessing is people on the right, they tend to hire based on merit, while on the left they tend to hire based on identity. So this article is kind of old, it's from 2 years ago, but anyway, let's get into it. Okay, see, it's been about 9 years. Oh, well, this is about, let's say, 10 years, right? Lord states in adopting the Common Core are unseen with promise it would improve student achievement. It hasn't, right? What the Common Core really was about was there's a difference between black kids and everybody else. The Common Core was meant to close the gap. But what it really did is it take away the abilities from the teachers who can teach. Basically, imagine like you have to meet somebody who's at the bottom and somebody at the top. Only way they can meet, you force them into the middle. That's essentially what happened to the Common Core. What happened to students. Anyway, President Obama, this was 2009, he went to state his faith that the Common Core at the point was unwritten and only make American entire education system envy a role. All these are lies. And then we see something like, how do I say this? Talk in a lot of euphemisms. It's probably something terrible. 4 billion spent. Oh goodness. Anyway, so let's say 10 years ago, Common Core has officially been rolled out in the U.S. Blah blah blah, increasing less prepared. No, one of the things about the Common Core, it tends to teach students unnecessary things, and it also forces you to learn only one method. Okay, so imagine there's like three or four methods to do a problem. The Common Core basically forces you to do it one way. Okay, and that sucks. Okay, so creativity wise is terrible. Also, students prefer different methods, but again, they want everybody to have the same quote unquote grades. Okay, what I found in the education system, kids who want to will achieve. Like I've been in classrooms where I was like, all I ask the students is to read, they refuse. They'll throw things on the ground or at you, okay, and then pretend it's an accident. I've had students throw like rocks at me, believe it or not, okay? They're horrible. The school does nothing. The school usually blames the teacher for students throwing rocks. Think about that. ACT scores released earlier this month. This is 2018. Math achievement is at 20-year low. The latest English ACT. No wonder, like, by the way, they want to do away with all the SATs and ACTs because the students can't can't achieve. Okay, and what that sets up is an identity-based hiring system or education system. So what they want, since males are better than math, what they want is the I'm gonna say is all fields involve math to be 80% women. That seems to be what they're really pushing for. Anyway, SAT scores also dropped post Common Core until fully implement a new version tailored for the Common Core. How convenient. So what they're saying is they changed SAT to suit the Common Core, and that's terrible. As we know now, like I said, they're doing away with SAT. Okay. Even after the test was overhauled to the Magic Common Core, average test scores increased by 0.7%. Almost no difference. In all the previous SAT overhauls, average scores technically went up, but statistical analysis showed that it actually been steadily losing ground over 60 years. Again, what have we noticed in the past 60 years? It's the rise of feminism. Goodness gracious. Well, anyway, what we've noticed is the rise of feminism, the rise of the communists also. Okay, so I'm saying since the 1960s. Okay, all these things kind of tie in. If you think about it like that, all these things tie in to the single motherhood rates. Okay, all you have to look is the black community, and you see where the future lies for everybody in the United States. And none of these things, people are like, again, people know the truth, but sometimes the truth makes them afraid, or they're trying to lie because they're part of the problem, right? Everybody knows the problems, right? They don't want to say it. Instead, they say things that are untrue. Racism, sexism. And usually the people who are calling everybody a racist or everybody sexist are that themselves. Okay? Okay. The show forth. Okay, during the Obama administration, okay, no substantial significant nationwide gains were registered in any of the three racial or ethnic groupings in math, reading, either fourth or eighth grade. Okay, there's a Harvard professor, Paul Peterson, Provost Pied. Okay. Okay, let's see how we break this down. So these are the demographics here: white, black, Hispanic. This is over a 9-10 year span, really. And this is for math and reading. So let's see, the math is blue and red. Okay. So whites reading. Okay, so this is 2009. This is 2009 to 2017. Okay. Wow, look at these drops. You see these reds. Holy crap. Is that for real? Jeez. So gains in NEP scale score. Okay. The gains made in the National Assessment of Education Progress during the first decade of, look at that. So these are about gains, and it's completely stored with the Common Core. Again, if you're okay, so I've been there, right? So I'm teaching first graders algebra, for example. They don't comprehend it because their minds, it hasn't developed yet. Okay, that's the problem. Like, it's trying to shove things down kids' throats when the minds have not developed the ability to use logic or rationale. Okay, that's the problem. What I've witnessed, or at least when I teach early grades. Okay. I'm just gonna sum this up about this Common Core nonsense and the education system in general. Okay, what they're teaching students are things that will not benefit them in life. My way to fix the education system is undo the Common Core, okay, get the government out of education, but you want men in the education system, okay? You want men, okay? You want a no nonsense approach to the education system, okay? This is like the Asian communities. They've like they tend to value education, while in America it's quite the opposite, okay? It's sports, emotions, and victimhood that has destroyed the education system and will continue to decline, except in those communities or those people who push education first. One of the things I dislike about currently education system places I've worked in, what they try to do is push kids into going to college, which I disagree with. You should let kids make the decisions themselves, simply because college is an indoctrination camp. What they're trying to do is probably push black kids into college, because no matter how much keys you give the black kids, they'll always drop it. Okay, and it seems to be a cultural thing, or it could be a genetic thing, but that's really why they push these things kids into college. This is why I believe they want to close that gap. What they need to close, what they really need to close, is the gap between men and women, because women are going to college at 60% women, 40% men, and then again it will not be enough until it hit 80%. That's what I truly believe. What I want boys to do is really forget college, go to a trade school. Okay, I regret going to college. No, I don't regret going. I actually like college. I regret my decision to become a teacher. Okay, it's a waste of time. You don't get to teach kids, and the places as a man I've worked in are horrible, horrible. Like I said, I've kids flipped over desks. I've kids throwing rocks at me, throwing books. It's terrible. Okay, in these urban places, I despise working in these urban places. But unfortunately, if I want a job, I have to go to these urban places. Anyway, share, save, subscribe, thumbs up. This is a pretty long article, but that just shows how badly the Common Core screwed up. And oh yeah, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which has bankrolled the Common Core. Yeah, there it is. That's a share, save, subscribe, thumbs up. I find this very interesting because it's a field that I'm in and it affects us all, and the education system is evil. Take care. Subscribe. I'm on Gab. I'm on Twitter. On Parler under the same name. Take care. Bye.